It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good.
I had to change it up this morning.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, April 25th, 2018. It is 7 a.m. And we have sunshiny skies, clear skies right now, but rain on the way. It's going to be a good day.
Did you just say sunshiny skies?
Yeah, I didn't iron my tongue today. My tongue got tangled there, y'all.
What were you doing last night?
What did I do yesterday? Let's see. I cooked lunch, changed oil, worked. Did you go work out yesterday? Did you do your exercise?
Of course,
yeah.
every day.
I'm not talking with a chicken leg in each hand. I'm talking
No,
exercise.
yesterday was taco day, man.
Okay, you work out with tacos.
Yeah.
He's got like 3 taco days now.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and off days are Tuesday, Thursday, right?
Well, and I'm working to fill those right now as we speak.
With fajitas.
You have to get people on board.
A lot of people work out. Jerry gets 1 pound chicken legs, or left to right.
That's right.
That's good exercise. That's good.
And it leaves you satisfied.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Jerry Hogan, Scooter Callis. Going to be joined here in a little while by Denis, Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish. And got a good show lined up for you today. Anyway, we're enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. I don't know. He's got a Pepsi Cola over here.
I got a Pepsi. I'm cheating.
He's cheating. Free coffee and he drinks Pepsi. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm limited today, but one good thing when you're fasting, you can drink coffee. So
Fasting?
I'll be drinking a lot of coffee.
Fasting?
Yes.
Why?
BRMC Health Fair today.
and they let you. Usually you can't have caffeine, so usually they say coffee's out.
But they say coffee's okay. Just can't do the Cokes and all that.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Even my coffee?
I guess it's the sugars in there or something. But
Don't know.
coffee will go right through you.
Anyway, I know my doctor's office won't even let you have coffee. You can't have anything with caffeine in it.
Well, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Find you a new doctor, man. Good Lord.
I hate to interrupt this discussion, but Brewed Awakening has 3 locations to serve you in Mountain Home, Barber Boulevard, BRMC Lobby, and 62 East Plaza.
This is part of the show, Dale. We can have a little debate on some coffee now.
But you're not drinking coffee.
I still debate
You
it.
still debate it. Be sure to check out the best coffee in town. Brewed Awakening, 3 locations to serve you. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water.
Or Pepsi.
Or Pepsi. You better go get him a cup of coffee so he'll fit in today. Even Dennis has got a cup of coffee over there.
Coming from somebody that watches those Mexico baseball people.
Yeah. The Mexican League.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas brings the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes across the state of Arkansas. When the need arises, be sure to choose Roller Funeral Homes. So you want respect and dignity within your service for your loved one. They will bend over backwards to serve you and do it with a lot of grace and respect. So with all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, they bring you the morning prayer. So let's pause for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, 4 months ago today, I'll let that soak in for just a minute. 4 months ago today, life was totally different. In that short span of time, 2 families I know have lost children due to suicide. Yet 4 months ago today, we were happy and cheerful. We had spent many hours and days planning meals and get-togethers. We had helped those in need because 4 months ago today was the season to do that. So how about today, April 25th, not December 25th? Who can we help today or perhaps visit? Time once spent is history. Will we be proud of our accomplishments or wish we had gone back and changed something? Being a Christian, following your commands is just not for December 25th. It's all the time. Help us to remember that. That's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring morning prayer each and every day with all our respect for Roller Funeral Homes.
Dun-da-da.
Dun-da-da.
Now for this beautiful weather.
Yay! It's nice. Really nice. Greg Farm Services, Mountain Home and Midway bring you the morning weather. If I can talk today.
You're having a tough time today.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got, Kermit the Frog won't hop today down here. Anyway, Here's what's happening to Gregg Farm Services. Husqvarna 10, 20, 30 sale. The handheld tool sale continues, and click on that. Miracle Grow Specialty Soil, $5.50 bag, $3.50 final cost after some mail-in rebates there. You've got Chick Season Killzall 365 quart for $25.99 a gallon, $54.99. Scott's Top Soil at a great price, $1.99 for 3/4 cubic foot. Straw bales available. The planter boxes, hummingbird feeders. So let's look at the beekeeping supplies here. Oh, that's not a clickable item, is it? You know, I saw a little clip about bees. They say right now that the bee colonies are back 20 times more than what they were when they were declining. They still can't figure out what happened in 2006, but now the bee population has increased by like 20 or 30. I mean, in other words, we got lots of bees now, which is a good thing. So,
that is a good thing.
yeah. Find the best mower style for your needs at Gregg Farm Services Outdoor Power. You have Husqvarna tractors, Exmark push mowers, and of course Cub Cadet tractors. Check them out at Midway, the feed store 481-5165, the Power Shop 481-5226, or the Power Shop 2 in Mountain Home at 701-5171. What do you want to click on today? What do you want to look at today here?
You can get your hummingbird supply. They're out. I'm seeing posts that Jerry's putting on of his humming. That was a good picture of the hummingbird you got.
I wish
I
I
was
had
impressed.
a more high definition camera, because I look at all these bird magazines. I have those same shots, except you can't see mine.
Huh. Gregg Farm Services, on the farm, around the home, and in the community. Check them out. Gregg Farm Services, bringing you the morning weather. This morning, Mountain Home, we have 48 degrees. Harrison has 52. Same in Hardy. I love Hardy's. Another one of those towns I love to go through. All the antique stores downtown. A little bit close quarters, but of course they got the route for the trucks, so you don't put up the trucks down there. But beautiful Spring River right there at Hardy.
I never take that route around. I always go right through the
I
middle
go through
of it.
town. See, it's not a bypass. It's a truck route.
But
It's to keep the trucks from downtown because it's so close down there.
it's so tight.
Yep. Hardy at 52, Mountain View at 45, Yellville at 47, Marshall at 45, Calico Rock 48 degrees. Around the region, St. Louis checks in at 42, 46 at Poplar Bluff, but 54 in Branson, 51 at West Plains, and it's above freezing in Watford City, North Dakota, where it's 37 degrees. Wow. That's incredible. On the radar, we've got some rain moving in from the west and southwest, and here's the national radar. You can see showers in California, see showers in the New England area, along with just north of Ohio, moving up into Pennsylvania, New York, northeast of Ohio, I should say, into the New England countries, or country. Might as well be another country out there.
We're all over the place this morning.
Some of those...
Dennis, this isn't going to go well for you.
I'm just going to let Dennis talk.
Yeah,
New England's like a whole different country up there. Yeah.
Careful now.
Yeah, he's from Boston. I'm going to click on the Tulsa radar because that's where most of the shower activity is coming from right now is Oklahoma. You can see Oklahoma City all the way up into Coffeyville, Kansas. You see a lot of rain around the Tulsa, Oklahoma City area. That's probably going to move our direction. I was watching Channel 3 last night, and they said today, tomorrow, and a little bit into Friday can expect some showers. So you see the showers there. Texas, Louisiana, parts of Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and even up into Nebraska and Iowa. I'm going to hit the Little Rock stop, see if we pick up anything in northeast, northwest Arkansas. There we go. Fayetteville, Fort Smith, picking it up a little bit. So that's going to affect I-49 here in a little while. So most of the highways right now are clear. Other than that, now let's go to Springfield, where they've got a little bit more coming through. This is the Springfield radar. You can see that around Joplin and I-44. It's going to affect Springfield in a little while. Basically, Springfield to Kansas City, or Joplin to Kansas City right now. And there's the weather update coming through now from Channel 3.
What did they possibly send you?
It says rain.
Well, they don't miss
Rain
anything.
moving. Well, I'll tell you what KY3 app has, and I'll show you this. This was really on Sunday. We drove home from Nashville and all that shower activity. But when you go to their app, and once it loads in, oh, I don't know if I logged into. But you have this thing here where it says "Follow me," and the GPS in the phone will follow. And with all of that rain, Channel 3 in Springfield, you'd hear Ron Hur saying, "Heavy rain in your vicinity." And within 3 or 4 miles, boom, there it was. Whether I was in Nashville or Dixon or Jackson or Kennett, Missouri. So it's really a good app, you know, to use. Rain moving into Arkansas, so there we have it, guys. And the forecast, rain, and then a good weekend. So
Fantastic. We need it.
no boy.
There you go.
Boy, I cut grass yesterday for the first time.
Did you?
Man, baled hay.
I gotta
Cut
cut.
weeds.
I gotta cut my yard. It's starting to get there.
Normally, I let it get really, really bad. We could let the little seed pods come up, and then that's when I cut it pretty high. I don't want to burn the roots, but I've still had some moisture down low.
Get the weeds coming out right now, and then once that Bermuda starts coming in, it kind of cuts it off.
Cuts it off.
Yeah.
Jerry, what we got going on in the
All right.
area?
Today you have the 39th Annual Health Fair and Expo at the Baxter County Fairgrounds from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then tomorrow from 7:30 a.m. till noon. Blood tests are available until 11 a.m. only. And
You getting your blood test?
I'm getting everything. I'm getting the whole rooter send me through the combine deal. I'm 50.
He's rubber gloving it.
Yeah. So the rubber glove, they do recommend that you fast.
The roto rooter send it through the combine. Okay.
A 12-hour fast is recommended for most accurate results. They're going to be testing for blood sugar, cholesterol, PSA, and HbA1c tests. They're going to have a lot of giveaways and exhibits, a ton of vendors out there. So
It's a big show.
He said something like they're doing some kind of test. I'm not familiar with it, but for $99, this is like $1,000 test. So if you want to come out there and get the more advanced test, bring $99 with you.
You doing the advance?
I'm doing the whole thing, brother.
Oh, you just send me through the rotor.
Yeah, I'm 50. I figure I want to go another 50 years. It's time to get a tune-up.
For $99, I think we could probably figure him out, couldn't we? We could
yeah,
split it.
there's a lot we can figure out for $99. We'll help you out, Jerry.
Let me see your credentials, because I don't think you got them there, Mexican Cardinal baseball fan.
Give me just a minute. I'll print out something.
28th, you have Legion baseball sign-ups. That's at 9 a.m. at the locker room. $350 is the fee. That includes uniform, travel expenses, and I believe lodging. I'm trying to find that. Yeah, that covers everything. $350 get you uniforms, get you to the games. 28th also is all you can eat pancake breakfast at the Alley White American Legion Post 52. That's Saturday at 7:30 a.m. And one more in here, Confederate Memorial Service. That's also the 28th, Saturday 10 a.m. Mountain Home Cemetery. And they'll be out there taking care of Confederate graves.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Coming up, Dennis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish. Can we throw that graphic on real quick? Watch that deer across that field. You can pick that up. There you go.
Boom.
Follow along,
no, that's not a bomb.
agfc.com. That's the homepage right there. Dennis will be on right after the break, so stick around. We're going to be right back.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
You already know that Ferris mowers are the only mowers on the market with a patented spring suspension system, saving you time in the seat, less back stress, and a professional even cut every time. You already know that Mower Warehouse is the only area dealership that will accept your mower trade-in. But did you know that a truckload of discounted 2017 models just arrived at Mower Warehouse, allowing you the pleasure of saving hundreds of dollars on your next mower purchase of a new Ferris or Simplicity zero-turn machine? Come check out the parking lot sale at Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
More than just
$7.17, excuse me. Another sip of coffee. How you doing, Dennis?
I'm good.
It's good to see you.
Speaking of coffee, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not going to open that door again.
Arkansas Game and Fish. Follow along if you want to, www.agfc.com. You can minimize our screen if you're watching on a computer, and you can bring up AGFC. You can hear the audio and hear what we're talking about.
Yep, we sure can. Well, turkey season ended yesterday. And, boy, I wish I had great news to report about the turkey season harvest, but it's down quite a bit. Last year, the 2007 total, this is statewide now, the statewide harvest was just a hair over 10,000 turkeys harvested. Baxter County, which usually scores fairly high across the state, the Ozarks has a lot of turkeys. Baxter County, we had 332 registered last year. This year, we've got 7477 as of 5 a.m. this morning. Of course, if somebody tagged one last night, they have 24 hours to get that checked. So there'll probably be a couple more. But we're expecting somewhere right around that 7,500 mark, which is
down 25%.
Yeah, that's it. And they're looking at it. Of course, I don't have anything to report on it. They're concerned, of course, and
somebody's educating those turkeys to hide. Let me tell you.
Yeah, well, some of it is going to have to do with what we call hunter effort. Number of days hunted. We had absolutely abysmal weather on the opening days, and it was cold and windy and rainy, and all that kind of stuff. However, there's still enough diehard turkey hunters out there where we
brave
should
the
have been
elements.
a little bit. Yeah, I would think. However, we've got a pretty competent staff of biologists and analysts who are going to look into that, and don't know, what we'll be able to do about it. I guess it depends on what the problem is, but they'll figure it out. They'll at least.
What's the average? What's the average age of a tom that say goes to 18 to 23 pounds?
Oh,
5 years maybe.
Yeah,
that old, perhaps.
That's getting
pushing
up,
it.
That's getting up there, but yeah, probably 5 or less. I don't know the average. I mean, we could probably look that up. As a matter of fact, let me do that. It's funny. I'm kind of in between stage. I'm going to switch subjects here. I had cataract surgery since I had seen you.
Really?
I did. And it was done in 2 stages.
Yeah.
And the first one, I went back in the next day. They check you out and said, okay, well, you're 20/80, but don't worry, that'll be probably 20/40 by tonight, and it'll get better. Then I had the second one done, and I went back the next day. Both eyes, 20/20. I haven't had 20/20 vision since I was, in my 20s. A lot of 20s in there.
You don't
but
even
anyway,
need glasses.
So now, well, that's it. I'm so used to wearing these things. Now I've got these 2.5x.
Yeah, you've had those as long as I've known you.
And I'm going to have to get smaller ones now, or let the batteries
Well,
run
that's a
down
good
in them
thing.
or something. It's a great thing. Well, and that really helped hunting. Amazing, because last time I hunted was during the end of I did hunt deer season, but duck hunting, I'd be with these guys in the blind, and they'd be saying, okay, here comes 6, and I'd be looking and say, where are you talking about? It's right there, and I couldn't see them. Now I could at least see, because it still didn't help me get a turkey. In fact, the ophthalmologist, I don't know if I can say who they are or
Sure,
not,
yeah.
but it was Kilgore's office. In fact, it was Dr. Kilgore who did the surgery. He was saying, now he said, just because you can see doesn't mean you can hit them. He said, you're still on your own there, buddy. Yes, that hurts.
It doesn't improve the marksmanship.
No, you still have to practice. Anyway, but I got to tell you a funny story as I digress here. I went out. I wasn't able to go out opening day, which was Monday pick the date. I think it was the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. I couldn't go Monday, so I went Tuesday. And a friend of mine that I work with, she owns some land over in Izard County, over near Weidman, and she would allowed me to hunt some property that she's got over there, which I had went and scouted it, maybe a few weeks before the season, and there was definitely turkey signs there and all. So I got up at, dark 30 and drove over and got to where I wanted to be, and she's got 2 parcels, about 100 acres on one side of the road and about 10 acres on the other. So I just kind of stopped, and I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the hunting process for turkeys, but at that hour of the morning, one of the strategies, you got to locate them, and one of the strategies is to use an owl call or something, just something that'll startle them, and they'll, so I hooted, and I got this big thunder,
Really?
This is
He
great.
answered back. Wow.
Right on her farm, right on the edge of the property. I thought, oh, this is great. That thing is roosted right up in those trees. There's a huge oak tree right in the middle of one of her pastures. So I set up there and put out some decoys and all this stuff, and just waited, because the worst thing you can do is to call too much. So I just kind of waited and let another hoot out a little while, just to kind of make sure I didn't bump the bird. And we're still good, man. He thundered right back at me. So now I'm kind of waiting until it's about fly down time, and I couldn't really hear him fly down. He hooted once on his own. I thought, okay, I'm not going to call anymore. Started to get just at about the first light, just a couple of little hen yelps, just to kind of let him know there's a hen out here, and I put a decoy and a Jake decoy out there. And man, he hammered right back at me. Oh, this is going to work. And so this went on, but he never showed up. He never came out of the woods. And this went on and on. I waited. Finally, about 10:30 in the morning, my hunter instincts completely abandoned me, and I couldn't stand it anymore. And so I walked over to the edge of the field, because I was calling as I went, and he's still hammering back. Got to the edge of the woods, and I knew once I got into those woods, I was leaving her property, so I didn't want to go too far onto somebody else's land. So I just kind of edged into the woods just a couple of feet, and it was a thin strip of woods, and on the other side was a farm, and a farmer in there had a penned up turkey. And I was working there, and it was a wild turkey, and it wasn't like
I don't know that I would have told that on
it wasn't a white turkey. It was like a real wild turkey, but he had I worked this thing for hours. I was so mad.
Never did get to come out of that cage, did you?
No, just he couldn't figure out. I almost went over and picked the lock and shot him on sight. But I was frustrated. But anyway, so goes my turkey season. Then I went down to the National Forest, down to Richland Creek. God, what a gorgeous area that is down there.
Yeah.
If you've never been down there, that's down around. There's a public campground down there, because it's free. It's all Forest Service property down there. Down below Whit Springs and down through that area. Just gorgeous part of the world. Rough country, though. I'll tell you. You better bring your hiking shoes when you go down there.
What do you use for turkey? You use a 10 or 12 gauge?
I use a 12 gauge.
12,
yeah, 12 gauge with turkey.
What's your choke?
It's a turkey choke. It's a little tighter than a standard full choke. It's because you want that pattern to be tight. And
everybody's using steel shot now, no lead.
No, you can use lead on turkeys. Steel shot is required for waterfowl, but you can use lead shot for other game other than waterfowl. Geese and ducks. You can use lead for even doves. However, we don't want to tickle that tiger's tail. I'm sure one of these days they'll probably, in fact, there are states that are looking at it, and we've got a committee looking at it about the whole lead abatement issue there. But yeah, you use lead shot. It's a turkey load that they make. It's actually like a 3 or a 4 or a 5 shot. It's a fairly good sized load. But anyway, didn't get to pull the trigger this year.
Those turkeys, they can, whether they're in a cage or out running around, I mean, that's...
Oh, they are wily. Oh, my gosh.
Back in about 1989 or 1990, I rented an Outdoor Life video that talked about turkey hunting.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know whether what they said is true, but in that video, and I thought, what? I rewound. This is the old VHS tapes. I rewound. What did he say? A turkey can see a tick on tree bark at 300 yards. Not feet, yards. That's like three football fields,
That's I can't speak to that. I mean, that might be on the other side of accurate, but it does go to the point that their sight is unbelievable. I don't know about a ticket. They can definitely see you at 300 yards. There's no question about that, and they know exactly when they're.
But then you go up a species, go to your bald eagle.
Oh gosh!
I mean, you've got an eagle. You go out to the White River, and those are way above the bluff, and those things come out. Yeah. Man, I'll nail a trout out of that river.
Yeah, their sight is amazing. Anyway, yeah. So that's it for turkey season. It'll really be interesting to talking to the turkey biologist and find out
far
what they come up with.
We're a little bit more than
we're about 25% down. Yeah, the Baxter County harvest, because last year I said it was 332. This year it was 240. So that's tracking. I think I didn't do the math on that, but yeah, see if that's about the same. I'll bet it is. Because Baxter County, Stone County, Izard County, those are the counties that usually produce the highest harvest.
Down 27% there.
Yeah, 28%. So even a little more than the state average.
About
so
28%.
Something's going on. Not quite sure what. We definitely want to get on the other side of that before too long. We had a bad problem with our turkey population several, maybe 12, 14 years ago. And it really started to come back. I have to hand it to those guys. We took a lot of heat for changing the seasons and shortening it and moving it back a little bit and all of these things to try to give the birds a chance to breed before we start harvesting them. And it's been working. I mean, the numbers have been going up steadily since. But
yeah, 26.3% on your statewide, 28%, 28.7% on your.
So a little higher than that. Yeah. Anyway. There we go. So that's the end of the hunting seasons for now, because we do have a small game season. Squirrel season opens May 15th. So, and that becomes another big deal. Because, bless you, you're not going to get me to go out into the woods squirrel hunting in the middle of the summer. It's I'm just not man enough. That's a test I have failed.
Love those ticks and chiggers.
Yeah, exactly. But come fall, boy, turkey hunting can be. I mean, gosh, I'm focused on turkey hunting.
I wanted to bring this up. I out mowing yesterday, and I thought I was just looking and glanced down, and I didn't even realize he was there. But little bitty snake about yay long, but I couldn't identify. It was kind of tan with brown on the back, but it
didn't have a green tail, did it?
No.
Good.
Little bitty, probably 8 inches on a little bitty thing, but I couldn't tell. Yeah. What's out right now with snakes?
Well, I mean,
everything coming out.
Yeah, they're all out now. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is their time, because this is time for most wildlife. I mean, springtime is that's their breeding season. So,
but there's reports coming out to watch out for. Well, you've got your black snakes, and is it the king snake that eats the other poison that came out? I don't know if AGFC did that.
Well,
king
snakes and I think it's king snakes. I could know a whole lot more than I probably do.
Well, I walked out of the barn this about 4 years ago, and talking about getting athletic in a hurry. There was a snake right there, and this thing was a grandpa. Let me tell you, he was big and he was long.
Yeah.
But it was that silver belly black snake.
Okay.
I thought, oh, okay, well, he's okay. So I got the garden hoe out, and it's okay, buddy. You go on this side of the barn on the east, and I'm going to stay on the south side, and everything's cool because he's the rodent catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, most of them are. You know, we've only got 5 venomous snakes, well, 5 categories of venomous snakes in Arkansas, and one of them we don't have up here, which is the coral snake. I mean, they're way down south. So you've got timber rattler and pygmy rattler, copperhead, cottonmouth, and diamondback.
Yeah.
So you get 3 rattlers and 2, the copperhead and cottonmouth. All the other snakes, and even those are beneficial snakes. I mean, we don't certainly want them around the house, and nobody wants to find a copperhead in the garden, when you're deadheading flowers. But there's some things you can do about that, and I never used to be on this bandwagon, but I really am now because I've been educated by people who know a lot more about it than I do. Most of the time, you can take care of those issues just by the way you manage your habitat around the house. If you don't want something there, a la the snake, then keep it so that their food source isn't going to be where you don't want them. So if you're having issues with snakes around the house, then make sure that you don't have like thick piles of leaves and heavy brush and all that kind of stuff.
Keep it clean.
Where voles and rodents and other food sources for those snakes are going to be finding their food. So keep that clean, keep that devoid of the habitat that's going to provide their food, and you'll keep it devoid of them as well.
And I just noticed the clock. It always happens with Dennis. We need to take a break. It's 7:31 and a half.
No, we can't.
We got to go pay some bills. We'll be right back. More with AGFC right after this.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business, and God bless.
Why would I recommend Hospice the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Your White River Getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River Getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Hi, I'm
7:34, we're visiting with Dennis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish. Follow along, www.agfc.com. Dennis, always a fun time when you're
here. It is. Because, aren't they all? It seems like every time we do this show, I talk about the fun season that we're coming into.
Here you go.
It seems like every month we're coming into something. Now we're coming into, because we don't really have fishing seasons in this area. We're so fortunate that there is phenomenal, world-class trout fishing, because many people live here because of that. And if you're not a trout fisherman, then you're probably some kind of fisherman. We just have great fishing in this area all year. But I do want to talk a little bit about trout because we are coming up to the time of year where a lot of folks seasonally do come in the springtime for that. The diehards, they're out there every day all year long, and they know what's going on. But we just had some significant changes to our trout regulations, especially the creel limits, the harvest deals. So as of January 1st this year, if you're going to be trout fishing and keeping fish, it's a little different than it was. Actually, it's quite a bit different than it was before. It's still a total 5 fish limit, for the 5 trout. When I say fish now, I'm talking trout only here.
Any specific? Is it rainbow, brown?
Well, I'm going to get into that.
Okay.
The total of all species is 5.
Oh,
okay?
Okay.
Right. So you can have 5 rainbow trout, but you can only have 1 brown, 1 brook, or 1 cutthroat.
One brown, 1 cutthroat. I'm writing this down.
Yep.
What was the other? Rainbow. 1 brown
brook.
Oh, the brook.
Brook trout.
Brown cutthroat.
If you're going to keep, because you can keep 5 rainbows, there's no size limit there, but only one of them can be over 15 inches. So you can't keep 5 trophy rainbows anymore. You keep 1 over 14 inches. Same thing with.
Good thing get that regulation guide there and go through it.
Absolutely. Same thing with brook trout. Only one of those can be over 14 inches. Only one
nose to tail, end of tail.
Yeah, and there's actually a pretty good little graphic in there. I don't know if you can probably pull that up quicker than I can.
Okay, tell me where I'm under fishing
under
and
fishing,
trout.
Actually, probably the better way to do that would be go to resources.
Okay, I'm going
free
back
publications.
Oop. Probably help if I'd reload that, wouldn't it?
What I'm looking for is the PDF version of the.
Okay, resources.
Yeah, and it's those are all the. Never mind, that's not what that is. Let's go to fishing. Let's go to regulations. There's got to be a. Here we go. General fishing regulations.
Okay, where was sport fish?
I just had it up this morning. There we go. Yeah, go to the general. Yeah, go under fishing.
Yep.
General regulations.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
And then that'll bring up. You've got the. Now we have 2 fishing regulation guidebooks. One of them is the general fishing guidebook. The other one is specific to trout.
Okay, so
let's
we need
click
that
on that one.
Yep. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. And if you go to, there's a handy dandy little graphic there on page 10, I believe it is. Yep, page 10. It'll tell you exactly how you measure the trout. So the key there is, yes, from the tip of the nose, but you squeeze the caudal fin, or the tail fins, you squeeze that down so that it's at its longest point.
Oh,
okay, so that'll give you a little bit,
No cheating with fanning the tail out.
No, you can. Well, you want to increase your you want to get your length that way. So, yeah, I suppose depending how you look at that, if you're trying to say how long your fish was, if you're bragging about the length, that'll give you a little bit more to brag about. If you're looking to see whether your fish falls into that category or not.
So if you have 1 brown that's over that length,
you can keep 1. That's
but then you can't have a rainbow over that length too, or can you?
Let me go back and do this again because it gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about browns and cutthroats. Okay. Those you can only keep 1 of each, either one. You can keep 1 brown or 1 cutthroat, and it must be at least 24 inches in length. Okay. So only trophy browns, only trophy cutthroats. You can keep 1 brook, but it must be 14 or larger. Okay. And you can only keep 1 rainbow that's over that size. You can keep smaller ones, but you can't keep trophy rainbows other than 1.
What was the reasoning behind this?
They're concerned about the number of large fish. We got a lot of feedback from the public during our trout management survey, and they just redid the trout management plan, and they do that every 5 years. And during that process, and it's a fairly well-defined process, they have public meetings and folks get together and hammer out all the various issues. And one of the biggest issues or one of the bigger issues, I should say, was a concern that the number of large fish has gone way down over the years. And I remember talking to, some of these guys that have, born and raised here and have, just grew up fishing for trout down in Cotter and, some of those flipping guys and, just families that have been doing this for years. Now some of these guys are world famous trout guides. They talked about the days back in the 60s and 70s where they'd go out, and how you go out fishing to say, okay, we're only keeping, we're only counting brown trout today. They used to say, we're only counting rainbows 20 inches or bigger, females only. I mean, they would put huge and they'd catch them. The bad news is a lot of those fish, didn't get returned back to the river, and they just didn't know. It was a different time. And I am not, by the way, and I'm not one to jump on the bandwagon of all fish should be released. I mean, certainly believe and promote in responsible harvest. Don't take fish you don't plan on using. Don't take a fish home just to brag about it and then feed it to the cat.
Right.
However, it's your legal right to do it as long as it fits within the size requirements, but it's not really ethical. The responsible harvest is...
and I get what I can keep, it's going in the frying pan.
Right. And there's absolutely... But, unfortunately, there are so many folks that say, no, you got to release every fish, and that's become almost a religion. And my theory on it is this, and this is just me. This is not the Game and Fish Commission's philosophy. If your check clears when you buy your license, you're allowed to keep whatever the legal limit is. And we promote that, and that's fine. But my personal theory is, of course, only take what you're going to either consume or give to somebody else to consume, or if you want a wall hanger trophy, okay, I understand that. Be responsible in what you keep. But if you're fishing, can't you agree that we're hunting? I mean, it's kind of hard to say you're not hunting when you're fishing, right? So if as a hunter, all we ever do is toy with our quarry, what kind of humanity is that? What does that say about us as a species if that's what we're out there doing exclusively, if that's all we ever do? So what I do and what Emily does is we will ceremoniously go out at least, once a year, sometimes a little bit more, and go out and catch, cook, and consume a couple of fish. Just to kind of remember that this is a sustenance issue at its most basic, it's not just a form of entertainment. Now, it certainly is entertaining, and it can be. But that's my personal spiel, and I'm sure I'll probably hear about that. But
there's nothing better than pulling a trout out of the White River or pulling a crappie off of one of the lakes or a striper and flaying them down and cooking them. It just doesn't get much better than that, Dennis.
I agree. Yeah.
Now, especially
now you start talking about some of those white meat fish, like crappie and walleye. And, whoo!
Even catfish. I love catfish.
Yeah, absolutely right. But anyway, so that's the deal. I don't know if I made that any more confusing to folks or not, but it's still a 5 total fish limit, but there are now significant changes in the sizes of what you can keep. So if you're going to keep a rainbow over 14 inches, you can only do that for one. The other ones have to be released immediately. You can keep the smaller ones.
What's the average weight of a 14, 15, 16 inch? Is that going to be 8 pounds or
well,
less?
We used to use as a rule of thumb, of course, it depends on how fat the fish is, but we used to use as a rule of thumb that a 20-inch trout was about 5 pounds. A 30-inch was about, is that right? About 10. That sounds about right. As a matter of fact, right there on page 10, it'll kind of give you that little formula. Now, take that with a grain of salt. I mean, you're not going to be able to record anything in the record book by saying you measured your fish and got that weight, but that'll give you at least a ballpark. The length times the girth squared, or the length times the girth. The girth is the circumference at the fattest part of the body, around. Mm-hmm. So the length times the girth divided by 800. Should give you the so say 15 inches times, I don't know, what would that,
that's what I'm doing here,
that girth be? Let's call it girth.
I did 8. It came up to 1.2 pounds.
There you go. That's that's probably about right. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'd say what did you measure? 14 inch?
I did 15 times 8 times 8, figuring 8 inches around twice the girth squared divided by 800 gave me 1.2 pounds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That girth is maybe a little light, but yeah, that's in the ballpark. But that's a way that you can at least gauge some of that. Anyway, a
we take
couple
a
of
break?
other things. No culling anywhere on the river. Now, culling is when you
Really?
catch a fish. You know, fishermen know, most fishermen know what culling is, but some folks may not. Culling is when you catch a fish and either put it in the live well, put it in your fish basket, put it on a stringer, somehow maintain positive control over that fish after it comes off of your hook, like in your boat or on your stringer or something like that. Once you've done that, can't go back in the water again.
Really?
You've got to take that fish. Now, you don't want to be putting it in your live well or on your stringer if it doesn't meet the size requirements.
Right.
So,
What if you put it on the stringer and keep it in the river?
can't do it.
Really?
No, that's considered, and then release it. You can do that. You just can't release it. And the point being, if you catch a 15-inch fish, 15-inch rainbow, and you put it on the stringer, and then 20 minutes later you catch a 20-inch fish, you can't let the 15-inch fish go and say, I want the bigger one now. You know, that's kind of
No swapping.
Yeah.
We need to take another break real quick.
Oh my gosh.
It goes by so fast when Dennis is here.
All right, shut me up on the next round because I got some things to cover here.
Quick break. More with Dennis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish, right after this.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
Coming in 2018, DHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Life is
And we're back visiting with Dennis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish. Once again, you can follow along going to www.agfc.com. And I've still got the how to measure a fish. And those trout regulations, that can get confusing. So,
yeah.
What about the, okay, I'm going to back this up
Definitely get one of those trout guides.
This is the trout fishing guide for 2017-18, and it'll have all those regulations in it.
It will.
It was page 10, right?
And you can pick those up pretty much any place that sells licenses, or you can stop by the Game and Fish office over there on the corner of Church and 5th, diagonally behind the square.
Right.
Now, that's a field office. That is not a staffed office where we're set up to greet the public. So, you know, you may end up ringing the bell and nobody's there. But we do have them there. Walmart's got them. Harps has them. You know, places that sell licenses have them. If you're over by Calico Rock, they have them. Of course, they're on the internet on agfc.com. Go to the fishing link, and click General Fishing Regulations, and then you can pull it up there and get a PDF version of it.
It'd be better to read ahead before the game warden catches you with the wrong fish on the hook.
It can get expensive. Yeah. It sure can. Very quickly, I just want to kind of recap what we talked about. So you can keep 5 fish. One rainbow can be 15 inches or bigger. You can't keep any brook trout that are not 15 inches. You can keep one rainbow over 14. You can keep one brook, but it must be 14 or bigger. Browns and cutthroats, same thing, only their limit is 24 inches. So you can't keep any browns or cuts below 24 inches.
Okay.
You cannot cull, no culling. And also no treble hooks if you're fishing with bait. Now you can use treble hooks, and the barbs have to be crimped if you're in a catch and release area. But outside the catch and release area, it's fine to use treble hooks.
You can use a barbed hook?
On like a spoon or rapalas or those kind of things. But if you're fishing with bait, you have one single hook, hooking point. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of the summary there. There's a whole lot more to it, obviously. So get that regulation guide.
What number hook you normally use for rainbow? You use number 4 hook, small?
No, number 4 is a pretty good size hook. I do a lot of fly fishing, and most of those hooks are pretty small. Yeah. If you're, say, using power bait or something like that, you probably want to use a little bit bigger hook, maybe a number 4 or a 6, just so they don't swallow it as much. It's easier to get that hook out if they don't. If you do catch a fish and it has swallowed the hook and you have to release the fish, for whatever reason, it's maybe under or over your limit. Better thing, rather than try to mess with, just cut the line and let the fish go. There's a pretty decent chance that hook will dissolve in its system. They have a very acidic and very fast metabolism, and there's a pretty good chance that hook will survive, or that fish will survive. Not guaranteed, but better than it won't survive if you start pulling on that hook trying to get it out. Okay, a couple of announcements. The Fred Berry Center, which is our Conservation Education Center on Crooked Creek. We've got a few things lined up for the summer. Of course, there's always different teacher workshops, and by teacher workshops, we have these educational workshops for school teachers, and we give them credit for professional development, usually 6 hours of credit, which is a good deal for them, and they're always fun. We've got one coming up in June called Wild About Crooked Creek. Now, this is for school teachers who are all in school right now, so you're probably not hearing this, but if you're off today, or if somebody at home is listening, and they can tell them about June 7th and 8th is Wild About Crooked Creek, and it's a conservation workshop about the habitat and the ecosystems of Crooked Creek. Then there's another one, this is fascinating, a 2-day workshop for Wild About Caves, and that's July 18th and 19th. So call the Fred Berry Center to find out more about those. We do require reservations for those. The phone number for the center is area code 870-449-3484. Okay, so those are 2 teacher workshops we have coming up. When school gets out, we have 3 days a week throughout the summer. We have some really good programs for families. Target Tuesdays. This starts June 12th. I think June 12th is a Tuesday, and it runs through the end of July, and this is the case for Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we have Target Tuesdays, and each week will feature a different target type exercise. It might be archery, it might be BB guns, we have hatchet throwing, which is kind of a cool thing. We'll teach kids how to do that. So that'll start on Tuesday, June 12th. If you bring your kids, it's not a babysitting service, so don't plan on bringing the kids and dropping them off for the day. Kids under 16 have to be accompanied by an adult, so make sure that that you help us with that. We just don't have the staff to play the role of babysitters. Not that we wouldn't like to, but we just can't. Then Wednesdays, we have Wild Wednesdays, where each Wednesday between whatever, I guess that would be the 13th, and then the last Wednesday of July, will feature a different native species of Arkansas wildlife. The first one's going to be snakes. The next one, there's going to be, I want to say quail is the second one, and possums, and just different things. There's a whole lineup, and I'll direct you to that in just a minute. Or you can call the center. Again, that number is 870-449-3484. And then on Fridays, starting that's relative Friday, I guess that would be the 15th of June, is Fishing Fridays. And all of these go from 9 to 11. So it's 2 hours, and you can come, and if you have your own tackle and bait and all that kind of stuff, fine, feel free to bring it. If you don't, we have it. You can use ours. It is catch and release. There's primarily channel catfish in our catfish pond, but there's also some sunfish, and Every once in a while, somebody will catch a bass, although we don't really stock bass in there. Somehow the birds, I guess, drop them in or something. I'm not sure how they get in there. But anyway, that's it. We got Target Tuesdays, Wild Wednesdays, and Fishing Fridays beginning June 12th and running through the end of July from 9 to 11. No reservations required for that. Just show up. But if you do bring the kids, plan on being there with them, and we would appreciate that. Also, we were talking about bees earlier, and the Marion County beekeepers, they meet at the Fred Berry Center on the second Tuesday of each month from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. And so that's a good opportunity to, that's open to the public. That would be a fun
hobby, beekeeping.
It would be, yeah, it would be. And they have, I'm not, when I say I'm not into that, it's not that I'm not interested in it. I just don't have time, and we don't really have property. I live in Carter on a fairly small piece of property, so between dogs and all that, bees wouldn't work for us. However, these folks are really into this, and they're extremely knowledgeable.
They are.
And have
they do a good job.
Yep, they really do. And so if you're interested in that, and if you do have some property, we really want to encourage beekeeping.
Real quick, I got to ask you, we've got about 3.5, 4 minutes before we end the show. Chronic wasting disease, where are we at with that in 2018? I know the first quarter is over, we're into the second quarter.
Yes.
CWD, where are we at with that?
Right. We did expand the CWD zone now because we found in the northwest part of the state in Washington, I think it was already in Carroll. You'd have to pull that map up for me. You've got faster fingers than I do. But is it Sebastian County? Is
I think it was
Fort
last
Smith?
time. Yeah, I think it was last time.
That's Sebastian County, isn't it? Fort Smith, I think it is, and Washington County. So those two counties are now into it, as well as Benton County, up in Bentonville, that area, and Rogers. So they've been added to it, and we just had some public. There you go. Yep. Yeah, those Washington and Benton counties are now added, as well as Sebastian County. Those are new this year. So
wow.
Yeah.
2 in Benton, 1 in Washington, Sebastian County. Wow, that's
right. And now we've got
nothing in Baxter or Stone yet.
Now we've got positives in Pope, and Yell County is now added, and Johnson. I think Johnson County was in there before, but Yell County is.
And Pope was too, even back
well,
when we
Pope
did
County was in, but I don't know that Yell County was. But Yell County is in now because the 5-mile perimeter around the positive site goes into Yell. I don't hold me to that Yell County statistic, but my memory tells me Yell County wasn't there. Pope County for sure was.
Now, it looks like in Searcy County, it looks 4 elk, everything else. No, 1, 2, 3. Searcy County had 5 elk.
Yep.
I'm not seeing any other elk on there other than it's all deer.
Of course, you're in the heart of elk country down in Searcy County.
Yeah.
Elk and Searcy and Newton and Madison for somewhat, but Newton and Searcy are primarily the elk counties.
Now the diamond shapes here indicate the elk, while the red circles are your deer.
Right.
White-tailed deer. CWD management zone is the black area that you see on your screen, while the 10-mile buffer are your circles in red.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So. Now I don't know why. I have a feeling that map just hasn't caught up to the new findings, but it appears, based on what you just said, which is accurate the way the map reads, that Sebastian, Washington, and Benton counties are not in the zone, but I do believe they are. So that black line really should go to.
It may wind up all the way to the Oklahoma State line.
I think it will. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do there. Yeah. Anyway, a couple of more things. 2
more minutes.
We plugged the Fred Berry Center heavily. Of course, we do want you to come out and use that place. It's a phenomenal facility out there. And they've done a great job restoring native grasses, and now we've got a fairly healthy quail population. We're starting to see a couple of good-sized coveys out there now, and that's all going on. We also have some fishing opportunities up at our Mammoth Spring Hatchery coming up.
Good.
They do Fishing Fridays up there as well. And that's the Jim Hinkle Spring River Hatchery by its formal name. Melissa Jones is the manager up there. And she also has Fishing Fridays. There's 4 of them. June 22nd is going to be Beginning Fishing 101 and Fish Anatomy. So Sean Saunders, who is he's actually our stream team coordinator, he'll be handling that workshop, and it's open to the public, and we really encourage families and kids to come. If you're just kind of new or don't quite know how to fish for trout, which is a whole different thing than fishing for catfish or something else, then we'll show you how to rig for that and basically how that all works. The following week, June 29th, we'll have a fly fishing workshop. I'll be handling that one. July 6th is going to be angler ethics. July 13th is how to clean and cook your catch.
There you go.
So it's kind of a full gamut there. We're trying to get folks to come to all 4 of them and get the big picture. That's at the Mammoth Spring Hatchery. Their phone number is area code 887-625-7521.
And with that, we got to go. Out of
All right.
time. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Dennis.